Hey, beautiful souls. This is part 2 of the first message that I posted. I had to keep this on as my storage ran out. I need a new phone, y'all. And I'm trying to hold off as long as I can before I actually get a new phone. So I only had a few minutes to record. So this is just part 2 of that message that I didn't get a chance to finish reading. But I did pull some additional cards too that I felt like I was being divinely guided to also do. So that way you guys receive this full message of the information that you needed to go. So where we ended at on the last message, so if you're clicking on this video, go back and read the first video. I will label this one as part 2. Hopefully I can get it in there with the title that I had. But anyway, this will be part 2. So just look for the other green shirt and watch that video first. This is just the second half of the message that I couldn't fit into the first half of it. So we discussed about letting go is where we ended at. And it talks about letting go. It says, you are being challenged to change your point of view and recognize that this particular relationship has run its course. Whatever the relationship may be, you know, whether it's a friendship situation, whether it's a relationship in regards to an intimate relationship that's not working, but take it how it resonates, because only you would know how you feel. And it's a matter of, what I'm hearing is, if you're feeling a sense of love in your heart for this individual, then that's not the relationship that I'm talking about that needs to be letting go of. The relationship that needs to be letting go of, anything that feel like is what I'm hearing, that is feel like it's a burden. It feel like it's back and forth. It's not consistency. It's not loyal. It's not considering. It's one-sided. It's unbalanced. So if it's any of those things, those are the things in relationships that I'm referring to about letting go of. You know, even if that's a romantic relationship, whether it's a friendship relationship, and even if it's an unhealthy situation of a family dynamic situation, sometimes you may have to let those go too. And don't be afraid to let those go, because I understand that family is family, but sometimes family may be caught up in unhealthy situations to the point that you have to kind of distance yourself in order that you may heal. And then once you heal, then maybe some way, shape, and form that others may see that you have healed, and you'll be an inspiration to other people. So keep that in mind too. We're not in the business of being this is like my favorite word to say. I always say it around my kids or whatever, because I know before this was the energy that I have. It was about being, what was it, Captain Save a hoe, you know, trying to save somebody, not calling people hoes, but, you know, just trying to save people from, you know, their situations and helping them out. And, you know, just, you know, because I was one of those individuals who, and I'm going to try to be as quick as I can, because the man is here to cut the grass. So hopefully he does not come over here just yet, because he has other people's grass that he's cutting before he actually gets to mine or whatever. It's that weekend that he cuts it. So, but anyway, with all that being said, so keep that in mind. We're not out here to be trying to save anyone any longer. Those are not the energies that we're no longer in. Everybody has to do their own emotional inner healing and their own soul work. So, you know, whereas before it's like, oh, well, you know, I would kind of give people advice. Oh, well, you know, you probably should do this and you probably should do that, to keep them from saving them from their karma, in a sense. But, you know, no longer people had to experience their karmas in order to evolve, in order to learn, because the only way that we can learn is sometimes you have to be burnt in order to, you know, in order to be able to come out on the other end and looking at things from a situation, from a different perspective, should I say. And sometimes when you save people, they hear you, but they don't really hear you. So it's like, it's a little bit of, okay, I hear you, and yes, I should do that, but they end up doing what they want to do anyway, and which is fine. They have that choice and that option to do so. But again, we're no longer in those energies for saving people. So, although you might be afraid to let go, the universe has a new opportunity for you, which will allow you to experience the kind of passion and satisfaction that you have always dreamed of. Saying goodbye is never easy and can make you feel like you are a failure. You must allow yourself to be persuaded. You must not allow yourself to be persuaded by others, people, or your doubts, to keep holding on. So in other words, if people are trying to pull you back in when you're trying to let go, I've been seeing this energy for way too long. And honestly, I'm just like, okay, just let it end already. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, because I see kind of what goes on behind the scene. I'm just like, to me, yeah, anyway, because I don't want to feel like I'm just, telling you guys what to do, because you have to learn on your own anyway. But anyway, so, what was that? So you must not allow yourself to be persuaded by other people or your own doubts. In other words, if you're doubting yourself in the certain situations that that you need to let go of, and you're still holding on, then, it just makes things complicated. Focus on opening your heart to a new opportunity. Leave the baggage of the past mistakes behind. So whatever mistakes you may feel like that you may have made, it's time to leave those behind. I guess the divine spirit light has allowed you to sit in your emotions and your feelings and bringing up the things where you've made mistakes, and where you could have been wrong in certain situations. And I guess now it's coming to a point that divine spirit light said it's time to move on and leave the mistakes in the past. It is important that during the letting go process that you are gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to have alone time. That is so important, because I know for me, I definitely had to have alone time, because it allowed me to cleanse my energy, my energetic field from other people, and allowed me to be able to discern what was my feelings and emotions and what was other people's. Because once you start to separate yourself, and I'm not gonna say isolate yourself, but just going within and separating yourself from around other individuals, you're going to start realizing, hey, like, I feel a certain way about what I'm hearing is, you'll start finding yourself feeling a certain way about maybe certain people in the past that maybe you may have pushed away, who were people who were for your higher good, but you couldn't see that they were for your higher good, is what I'm hearing, is because you were around those individuals who were unhealthy. So as I explained to you guys before, some of you guys are empaths and you don't even know that you're empaths. And I say all that to say, and I think I said this in another video too, you might want to go to YouTube and Google the signs of empaths, just so you kind of see, like, take the little empath test, just to kind of see like how many out of maybe the 12 signs of an empath that you may be. Because a lot of times, again, I didn't even know I was an empath at first, but I knew I always needed a long time, and I knew that I've always isolated myself at times, because I didn't realize I was clearing my energy from other people at that time as a way to regroup, and as a way to regroup and get myself together again, to cleanse myself from other people's energy. But anyway, so so keep that in mind too. As I said before, you might want to just kind of, just a word of suggestions, just do the little empath test, because again, sometimes you picking up on other people's stuff, and other people, if they see that you're a certain way towards other people, like you're doing things from other people, and if people, what I'm hearing is being in your ear, telling you or asking you, why are you doing what you do for other people, as a sense of loyalty, I'm getting a little bit of like jealousy here, in a sense, like, because you're doing those things for those individuals and not so much as for them, in a sense, like. So in other words, when jealousy is involved, we all know that that's unhealthy emotions, feelings, or whatever the case may be, so it's almost like they're projecting it's almost like they were projecting upon you, like, how you felt about an individual. So if they heard the stories, that information that you might have shared with them, in other words, they would have been, basically feeling a certain type of way. And when you're hanging around these people that feel a certain type of way, you pick up on their energy, you think it's your energy when it's really their energy, if you start finding yourself feeling a certain type of way towards this individual. But anyway, or individuals. But anyway, so it is important that during the letting go process that you be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to have alone time. Write, meditate, paint, sing, do anything that's creative that will help you to get out of, basically it's like changing the dial on the radio station. In other words, if you hear a sad song, you don't want to hear that song. If you hear negative music, you don't want to hear that negative music, which is so funny that I just said that, because I know I did a message before too with Divine Spirit of Light, was just trying to make you guys mindful of the information or the type of music that you allow into your energetic field. Because if it comes off negative, it's almost like, just as they say, the company that you keep, you know, it's the same thing with the music. You take on that same energy of the music or whatever. So if it's negative, you're going to take on that negative energy. If it's positive, or if it's love songs, you know, you're going to take on that love type energy. So keep that in mind too. Allow yourselves to have alone time. Write, meditate, paint, sing, dance. Do whatever you can to heal and let go of the pain that is holding you back. Recognize that spirit is beacon you to grow. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, he's out in front of the yard now. I can't necessarily pause the video. So keep that in mind too. And then there was another card. This one was so important, I guess, because at the last minute, holes in the souls. By you guys doing this inner work, this inner healing, it's causing you to, it's almost like causing you to, because your soul had holes in them, meaning like every time that you took on and did with something that somebody else wanted you to do, it's like taking a piece away from yourself. Let me pull it up again so you can see it. Every time you made a decision and you did what somebody else wanted you to do rather than what you felt like was best for you, it was like you was allowing this individual to take a piece of your soul away, in a sense. It's like in a form of giving away your power to other people. So every time you might have shared a story, is what I'm hearing, and somebody voiced their opinion totally opposite of maybe how you really felt deep down in your heart, and rather than listening to your inner self, and you chose to vent to other people who didn't necessarily have your best intentions at heart. One, because they wanted to sabotage whatever relationship that you may have had with whoever this individual might have been, co-worker, family member, romantic partner, whoever it might have been. Keep in mind that every time you shared information with them, I know you guys can hear the lawnmower in the back. I'm sorry, I try to be as quick as possible. I didn't know you was even here that quick. But every time you shared information with them and you allowed them to kind of dictate project their thoughts onto you, in a sense, you know, it was like they was just taking pieces away from your soul. So let me show it to you again so you can really just take this to heart. Like, really see what it does. Really see what it does when you give your power away to other people, when you allow other people to make decisions for you, when you allow others to put their opinion or their thought on your decision making, and you not making decisions based off, you know, your own inner self. So keep that in mind too. So this one is okay. So this one holds sorry. This lawnmower was distracting me. Okay, so and honestly, y'all, this is something that was being done from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. I can't say whether it's with these same individual people, but something that you allowed to happen. Meaning, like, this lifetime, right here today, going forward, you are meant to stand up to these people, and you were meant to make your own, or have your own opinions, separate from everybody else's, listening to your own inner heart, balancing head and heart, not being too much in one or the other when making decisions, either which way. But the truth of the matter is, you were meant to stand up in this lifetime in order to correct any mistakes from the past lives, if you believe in that, but from any lifetime after lifetime after lifetime that you have been reincarnated up until this lifetime, because this is coming up, you are meant to address it. Meaning, like, you can fix it, or you can, well, basically your soul is gonna allow you to fix it. In so many words, it's almost like your soul is taking over, is what I'm hearing, and leading you and guiding you, because you've been leading, guiding yourself, and it hasn't gotten you too far. But with all that being said, your soul wants you to course correct, is what I'm hearing. Wants you to course correct from all of those past life events, up until now, going forward, you know, to stand up for yourself, in other words. And you can go back and watch the first video because those messages so correlate with each other and relate to each other. So keep that in mind. One way your childhood wounds disrupts an extraordinary life is through low-grade depression experiences as a perpetual empty feeling. If as a child you try to make everything all right by picking up the pieces of your family drama, then you adopted a false self. When you lose your authentic self, you disconnect from the truth. You disconnect from your true feelings, needs, and desires. Instead you wear, instead you wear I don't know why I'm just reading what it is that, okay, excuse me. Instead, you wear a mask to make others feel more comfortable. Being detached leads to profound loneliness and isolation as you are always mourning your true self. This card encourages you to discover your true self through learning about your childhood and mourning the abandonment and neglect you felt. So, because once you get in tune with your inner child and embrace those feelings and emotions that was not addressed during that time, guys, I know I told you guys I've been working on this project, and it's just further this is further reminding me how I need to just finishing it up. I'm highlighting now. Before I was rewriting, now I'm re-highlighting, so I am almost finished. So I say all that to say, I hope that when I put it out, I'm not telling you what to do, but I hope that you'll be a part of the experience, should I say, because it has been my experience over the past 3 years, in order to heal wounds that I had to deal with as well too. So yes, this was me at one point in time as well too. But anyway, so with all that being said, keep in mind a lot of these self-sabotaging behaviors and patterns that we deal with from people, it's due to our childhood wounding, okay? So in other words, you don't have to settle for less, and you'll understand that once you start getting more in tuned into, you know, just healing those things that need to be healed. So I will say this, I am gonna have something that I will be posting, and it will start on, let me look at the date. It will be posted for, I have a few more cards I need to read too, y'all. So hold on, I'm just giving you this now before I forget. We're in June. Actually, that's perfect timing. July 1st. Perfect timing, Lord. July 1st will be the first day that I start that project, and I will make it known. So I will try to post it up as the best way I can on YouTube. I don't have a bunch of subscribers, so I don't know how I can post it really quick in a sense, because I think YouTube says that you have to have so many subscribers in order to be able to just like post just like a poster of something. I don't know what it's called, but like just a post, like just an image or whatever the case may be. But anyway, with all that being said, let me finish the rest of these cards. So just know that watch out for July 1st. July 1st will be the first day of this event. But with that being said, you're going to need to, there will be another date too, that if you choose to be a part of it, you're going to have to make sure that you sign up beforehand. Anyway, so I will say this. Yesterday when I went to walk, I also saw a dead deer. And my daughter had actually noticed it first. But I say all that to say, oh my God, the deer was so big. He was near the sidewalk. So I was just like, oh my God. I just kept saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I saw the dead deer. May his little soul rest in peace. But what else was it? And then yesterday I saw a raccoon when I was coming back from picking up my son's glasses, because I took like a little country road. yeah, I chose to take like a little country road because I just wanted to get off the main road in a sense, because I love just going through the trees and just being down them single lane highway, single lane roads or whatever, that, you know, it's just one way going in and one way coming out. But I noticed a raccoon was about to come out of the bush and he stepped back in. So I thought that was kind of funny too. But anyway, it was some significance behind that. So I had to Google the spiritual meaning behind raccoons or whatever the case may be. As a matter of fact, I didn't even pull that card. But anyway, so I just wanted to see if I could find a raccoon. But anyway, so the raccoon stepped back into the little woods as I saw it. And I was like, I thought that was really odd because he was really about to tiptoe. Thank you. Perfect timing. He was really about to tiptoe out of the woods, out of the little woods. And it's like he saw me and then he went back in. I was like, that was just, I just thought it was kind of hilarious or whatever. But I knew that there was some sort of spiritual meaning behind that, as everything else. And what else was it? And then I think I saw a dead fox or whatever. So, you know, they got spiritual meanings behind that too. So I guess it was just kind of letting me know that, you know, because sometimes these animals are animal totems. You know, they have some spiritual meanings, and sometimes they're like the animals that you were meant to kind of, it's almost like energetically, whether we realize it or not, some way we somehow relate to them or tap into their energy in order to kind of gain their animal powers, should I say. But anyway, just out of curiosity. So that deer, the raccoon, only because the raccoon was living. It says raccoons interventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So I just thought that was just interesting. I just figured I would just read that. Anyway. But, sorry, y'all. Anyway, so real quick. But these cards, I shuffled them and I was gonna put them back into the deck. But Spirit was like, nope, take them, as I was trying to pre-shuffle them like I did the other cards. But anyway, so real quick. So this one was the frog. The frog came out and it says, frog is prosperity. Let go of the past. And this is like the second message that said that, because we talked about the holes in the souls of letting go of the past, as well as, what was it? As well as letting go. See, you got letting go several times. And I think it also said it too with the crystal too. Yeah, so keep that in mind. So it's time to let go. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close in hand. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune that awaits you. So keep that in mind. And it may not necessarily show up today or tomorrow, but just know that it will be here. So just keep this in mind. And in regards to, so what I want to do real quick is just ask you several questions and you figure out whether this message is for you or not. Have you lost your focus by jumping around too much? This is pertaining to the frog. Have you lost your focus by jumping around too much? Are you stuck in the muck of others' negativity? Are you feeling swamped? Let frog energy cleanse and renew you. Hope away from negativity. Did I say hope? I'm sorry. Hop away from negativity. Excuse me. So those questions are related to the frog. If you want to hear the questions again, just rewind back the video so you can hear it. But I'm going to move on. So this grizzly bear came out too. And grizzly bear had represented power. And it says, I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. So as much as I'm sitting here stumbling, y'all, I'm taking on this bear card myself, to be honest with you, because I know I've struggled in certain parts, certain areas. Lord knows I stumble over a word, my brain pauses, it has a misfire, that's due to the whole dyslexia sometimes. And then we out of Mercury retrograde, so that's a little better, but still, you even have, I think, a shadow period after retrograde ends. I think a shadow period, either a week or two after Mercury retrograde ends. So I'm still kind of somewhat in there, but at the same time, you got the whole dyslexia thing that goes on. Like I said, sometimes it shoots like a misfire and my brain gets a little stuck, and it's like I'm seeing the word. Like the other day, I called this crystal shop and I was trying to inquire about this certain crystal. My brain was so stuck on, I kept leaving out. I was looking at the word, I knew the word, and it was just like, oh my God, like I'm just stuck. And I kept telling the lady, and every time I kept saying it, Alestor was what I was trying to say at that time. My brain was just not allowing me to say it. And I said, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, but and I just kept trying to say the word, but it's like I see it, I saw it, my brain was stuck, and it's like I was just like, pew, 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 misfires. It's like it was not connecting. So again, I can't help that, but so keep that in mind. That happens from time to time, but that's just me being honest and not wearing that false mask. It is what it is. On top of, when Mercury retrograde does, interfere as well too. So, anyway, so I can't apologize for something that's a part of me. So, I'm unapologetically being myself. But anyway, so with the bear, it says, are you grumpy? This is questions to ask yourself. Are you grumpy? Don't let a busy life steal your peace. Have you been listening to the advice from others and lost your connection to your own inner knowing? And we just talked about that. And the cards so resonate because it was talking about, the message was about listening to other people. Have you lost your dream? Travel to the dream lodge to reawaken your own greater self. So whatever that dream log may be for you, like I mentioned before, it was a little suggestion like painting, singing, listening to peaceful, happy music. All of those things can be very beneficial, that can help you tap more into that inner peace. In case you guys notice, the music that I have like playing in the background, there's certain things I may listen to. I listen to different types of music. Don't think I just listen to this, but I'm not gonna play like some music in the background, because I love go-go music, but at the same time, I don't love all go-go music, but it really has to resonate with me and hear in order for me to listen to it. But this is just an example. Go-go is not the only thing I like to listen to, but I say all that to say I love go-go music, so I'm not going to play go-go music in the background because it will take away from the message. One, I listen to this type of music throughout the day when I am doing my work because it helps me to get my work done. It helps me to stay at a peaceful mind. It helps me to stay balanced. It helps me to stay focused. It helps me to have inner peace. So, of course, when I want to listen to certain things that put me in certain moods, if I want to be feeling loving, I go listen to love songs. A lot of love songs from the 70s, maybe late 70s to the 80s. I love those love songs, because I felt like they had a lot of meaning to them or whatever the case may be. But when I'm in here skating around, yes, because I love to skate too. I've been doing that ever since I was, a kid, but in elementary school or whatever. But I love my skates. But every time I'm in here skating around, sometimes I'm being divinely guided to put on love music. And I just feel it when I'm skating, It's like I'm in love with skating, So, but those are type of things that can make you change your mindset. When you're in a funk and you're feeling a certain type of way, you got to change the tune, change the dial. It's like changing a radio station. When you hear something on the radio station, Lord knows this is an example, because when I get in the car sometimes, a lot of times I am listening to the classical station, because some of the times when I change the radio stations to whether to the different radio stations that I listen to, whether it's 95.5, 96.6 or whatever the case, those stations, I'm usually looking for the old school music. So if I hear it, I'm happy with it. But if I don't hear it and I'm hearing a lot of that new school stuff, I immediately change it back to the classical station, because for me that brings a sense of peace. But I have the peace when I hear the old school music. But when I hear a lot of the music nowadays that I can't relate to, and it's not the fact that I can't relate to it, so I'm not knocking it, because I realize that it's just not on my frequency, so I don't really care to hear it. So I say all that to say that I changed the top, I changed the dial, especially if something is coming up, be it sounding very negative, or whether it's something disrespecting women, or just something where that's talking about whatever the case may be. I changed the dial, because that it doesn't resonate with me. But anyway, so keep that in mind. Those are some questions that you have to ask yourself, and you can rewind it back again to hear those questions again. You might want to, a little bit of suggestion, you could probably write those questions down. It may be something that you could ask yourself off to the side, that could probably help you and help you to see things from a different perspective. But the last one was the white sage protector. So the white sage protector, it says, you are an old soul, whether you realize it or not. No matter how old you are, you're considered an old soul. Your best friend is nature, whether you realize that or not. Some of you may have tapped into that energy already, and some of you may not have tapped into it, but some of you are going to realize it when you start getting out in nature a little bit more. If you so choose to, you're going to be like, oh my God, like I was missing this all this time, because it's really, to me, it's so tranquil and it's so peaceful. Anyway, so I told my daughter the other day when we were taking my grandson up to the basketball court. We have several courts throughout our neighborhood. We have several different swimming pools, and we have several different basketball courts all throughout the subdivision, because it's like really, really big where we live at, or whatever the case may be. But I say all that to say, there's this one particular court that my son enjoys going to, and I say all that to say that it's like it seems like it's kind of in the woods, but it's really not in the woods, but it's really in a peaceful space. So when I took my grandson down there the other day, I was like, I said, I could really come down here and lay on this bench and just look up at the sky, because the way that the court is designed is, it's a basketball court right here, and it has trees all around it. So think about that. And I looked up at the sky, and it's like this big round opening. So it almost reminded me, I said it almost reminded me of like a portal, like it's an opening in a sense. But the trees were all around it, and there were there are homes that's near it, but they're not too close. I mean, they're close by. They really are close by, but they're really not. So it sounds like it's like the trees kind of like help tone down some of the noise from the basketball that's near the homes or whatever. But again, they're not too close to the homes. But anyway, but it's really peaceful like there. And I was like, oh, I can come down here and lean back and just kind of meditate and just look up at the sky. It was just a really nice view. And I never had really just kind of leaned back and looked up at it before, while I was waiting on him to finish playing. But anyway, so it says, you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful forces within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. So keep that in mind, y'all. We were meant to create magic. Oh, and I'm sorry. Here's a couple of questions that you can ask yourself. Have you lost connection to your inner nobility and power? And we talked about that with the losing pieces of lost souls. Losing pieces of your soul, holes in your soul is losing pieces of your soul, because again, you're asking other people their advice rather than taking your own advice and listening to your own inner self. So have you lost connection to your inner nobility and power? Have you used your sexual energy unwisely? And I'm so glad this topic came up, because I actually meant to tell, I saw a prophetic message a couple of times back, and I saw like this girl coming out of an individual's bedroom. And again, this individual is married, should I say. So I say all that to say that, although I didn't see anything that was taking place, but the point of the matter I'm trying to make is like, it's like, how can I say it? And I think I kind of somewhat explained this before, and I'm going to say this real quick. So what's the word? on this journey, I knew the importance of, I know majority of my life, I have always basically talked to, maybe more in my 20s, should I say. I know I was talking to people in regards to, being careful. What I would say is be careful who you lay down with, and not really realizing, because I even realized that even then I was being led by spirit, and I didn't even know it at the time. I knew I would have dreams, but I didn't even tap into my dreams really then, until it wasn't more so until probably 3 years ago that I really started to really understand the spiritual gift that I had. I've had it all along. I just never knew it, should I say. And I knew it was there, but I just didn't really tap into the information that was being given. And I remember dreams from even when I was a kid that I was being given. But I say all that to say that, is I've always kind of said, be careful who you lay down with. For those who know me, I would always say, be careful who you lay down with, because, I know this sounds kind of mean, but it was true though. It says, be careful who you lay down with, because, you'd be liable to get up with fleas, as they would say, like, if you lay down with a dog, you get up with fleas. So I say all that to say that, I know that some have used their sexual energy in unhealthy ways, should I say. But one thing I would say is so important that I did not realize. And although it's true what I said about laying down with people, because one thing, when you lay down with other people, you take on that experience that other people deal with. It's almost like you choosing to take on their problems, their issues. When the two people come lay down and get intimate with each other, you're choosing to consciously take on their issues. That's why it's so important to make sure that you're not settling for less, to make sure that you are basically with someone who is on the same mindset and the same frequency that you're on, someone who has the same characteristics as yours, is what I'm hearing. Because it's like, what I'm hearing is like, it's almost like your soul and their soul will kind of merge together in a sense. Imagine like two souls merging together, that was it, alchemist, like they coming together. But it's not so devastating is what I'm getting, because when the two are kind of somewhat similar, even though they're different in their own ways, they're really kind of similar in ways too. And I say all that to say, as an example I just heard is like loyal. When two people are loyal, okay, that works. That, imagine two things coming together, that mashes together just well. So you're not really noticing too much indifferences. As a matter of fact, let me use my hands. So one soul, two souls, man, woman, 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 man, man, whoever, it doesn't matter. So when the two souls start to merge together, it's like if one person is, let's just say, if one person is not loyal, but the other person is loyal, and let's just say if somebody is hardworking and someone else isn't hardworking, and the two, let's just say, come together. So loyal, hardworking, respectful. When one is respectful and the other one isn't respectful, and if one is trustworthy and the other one is non-trustworthy, and if you have another one who has confidence and the other one doesn't have confidence, well, here's what I'm being guided to show you. Here's one person, here's the other person. One is healthy, one is unhealthy. And I just explained to you what they are. So imagine if the two of them are becoming one together, and you see how my fingers are going in between each other? It's gonna kind of do this. It's gonna be like a rippling, like it's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit because one, you're gonna notice the shift. Is what I'm hearing. You're gonna immediately notice that shift the moment that you take and lay down with somebody who is not on the right vibration and the right frequency, and even in the same what is it, ranges? What are you saying? it's almost like they're not in the same field as you. So it's going to be that imbalance. Opposed, if you would, someone who is faithful. Two people are faithful. They're loving. They know how to love from their heart. They're trustworthy. They're respectful. They are. I didn't know he was in the backyard already. They are. They like peace in their life. Well, guess what? When the two of them get together, everything is gonna be so in alignment. This is just how aligned it's gonna be. You see how aligned my fingers are? That's how it's gonna be. It's like you're not gonna really, what I'm hearing is you're gonna notice a shift, but you're not gonna notice too big of a shift, opposed to if the individuals are the unhealthy, not loyal, or the lack of respect. You will notice those shifts. You will notice those shifts because you may start to experience that in your own life, and you may start to notice a change within yourself. But what I'm getting is that when two people are on the same page, it meshes together. It meshes together well, opposed to if they're not. So keep that in mind. Anyway, so it says, have you lost connection to your own inner nobility and power? Have you used your sexual energy unwisely? So again, that was the other thing. Thank you, too, Spirit. So when you and when you're with somebody who has used their sexual spirits unwisely, and let's just say one person, I'm just going to use this one finger. So if one person have used their sexual energy unwisely, and let's just say this person over here is a virgin, well, guess what happens when the two of them get together? When the two of them gets together, this person will alter this person's energy, their shift. So in other words, they may go from being a virgin to being somebody who's just using their sexual energies just out here in everywhere. That's why it's so important to be mindful of who you lay down with, because you really take on other people's energy in the process of doing that. And I'm not telling people what to do, because you have your own free will. I'm just explaining to you how it happens. So again, if you imagine if this person is unhealthy, is what I'm hearing, this person is unhealthy and this person is like a virgin. And and furthermore, what I'm also hearing too is like, if you're a virgin, so what? I totally respect you. As a matter of fact, I promote celibacy and oh my God, am I gonna draw a blank on this one again? Celibacy and what's the other word, Trinity? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why I keep drawing the abstinence one. I don't know, like it was like, okay, anyway. So yes, I am so for that. I am not promoting that that may not be for everyone, and nor am I trying to convince everyone. Everybody has their own free will, but for me, it has definitely been, the whole abstinence for the last 3 years or whatever the case may be, almost 4 years. But I say all that to say, not to tell my business, but I'm just letting you know that it can be done. When you hear people say stuff about being a born again, virgin or whatever the case may be, it is so true, but it's so liberating. But again, it's so important to listen to your intuition. That way that not only that but allow God to pick and choose your relationships for you, because when he does, he's going to choose the right person that is for you. That person is going to be on the same frequency as you. That person is going to be in the right mindset as you. That person is going to be within your it's almost like the two of you going to be like-minded is what I'm hearing. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be with somebody who's like-minded, or do you want to be with somebody who is not like-minded, to the point that there's always, clashing and so on for whatever reasons the clashing is. But I say all that to say that imagine what I'm hearing is, if one person has chosen unhealthy, wise sexual experiences, and it's not about the experience, it's just about the fact of just sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person, sleeping with that person, and this person over here has not slept with anyone, they're a complete virgin or whatever, and then they take and get with this person. Well, now this person is out there in the streets, now they're doing exactly what this person is doing. But not only that, but it's so important, I don't think you know how important it is. It's so important that when people have laid down and slept with people, you can't just get up and, I'm not telling you can't, because obviously it can be done because people have been doing it for so long. But I say all that to say it's so unhealthy, because whoever that person has slept with, whether they have slept with some, let's say that they slept with 5 different people within a 2-week span. Well, guess what happens? Each individual that this individual has slept with, he is now taking on the energies of each and every one of those females, or whether it's a male, because it works both ways, whether it's female or male. So whoever this male or female may have slept with that is unhealthy and choosing all the unwise sexual experiences with other people, they then too take on all the experiences that all these other people over here that they have slept with, let's just say within whether it be 2 weeks or whether it be a month's time, now they're taking on all of those multiple energies that those other people are carrying. And I say all that to say, so if you find yourself or see somebody out here just kind of wilding out and doing this and doing that, they're taking on energy of other people. And thank you, Spirit. They're taking on energy of other people and don't even, realize it, because they're going from person to person. Thank you, Spirit. Because they're going from person to person and, so they're going from person to person, and it's just like they taking on every last experience that they're experiencing. If they don't got a sound in a peaceful mind, well, guess what? Now they don't have a sound in a peaceful mind. If they out here looking for the next fix for sexual experiences with somebody, now it's almost like they're taking on that same energy. And that's why it's so important to be careful, who you lay down with. And I knew that was important, but when I went on this spiritual journey, it definitely put a lot more things in perspective in regards to this. So if you think about, again, if that person, the 5 people that they slept with, and those 5 people who, if they slept with, let's just say 5 or 5 more people, whoever those 5 or 5 more people that they may have slept with, now they sleeping with everybody. And at that point in time, you can't even tell what's your energy, what's their energy, and all confused and just being all over the place. And it's just so much. But anyway, with all that being said, the last one is, have you journeyed too far from the metals? You have to ask yourself that. What are the metals to you? Find your balance and happiness in nature. So y'all, I just wanted to tell you a lot of answers that you can probably get out in just nature and just being quiet. And I know sometimes it rains or whatever the case may be, but sometimes you can crack them doors and listen to nature that way too if need to be. But those are the last messages that I had, y'all. I didn't mean to make this long, but Spirit was just giving me more information to share with you guys, and I was just sharing it in the process. So I just wanted to let you know. And again, if you did not listen to the first half of this video, you might want to go back and listen to it. That way you understand exactly what it was that we were talking about. But with all that being said, I'm about to go in here and get some work done so I can finish up the rest of my stuff. And I'm wishing you all, and look out for July 1st. It's not going to be on July 1st. I'm going to put it out way before July 1st, but just be looking out for something that something I've been working on for like the last 6 months for that I will be starting up on July 1st. Okay, so with all that being said, until the next prophetic message, I wish you all much love and I wish you all much light. I say peace and blessings, and I say namaste. And those of you who don't know what namaste means, the light in me sees the light in you. And I just want to say, until the next prophetic message, bye.